basically, let me start by saying a little bit about building conversation. The idea was founded by Terrence Mason, who is a computer graphics and interactive media expert, worked with Star Wars, worked with South Park, and also George Thrush, who you will be able to meet later today with our demos outside, who is the founding director of the School of Architecture at Northeastern. And basically, it was inspired by a difficulty in communication between architects and non-architect audiences. I don't know if we have a lot of architects in the audience, but basically, we do have sometimes a weird communication skills, so much so that I actually had to take a class at Harvard that was about communication for designers that basically trained us to talk to people who are not architects. So it's not just about the communication, it's also about the visual communication, actually, not going through technical drawings and plans and having architectural design being focused in the architect's vision rather than being a tool for the audience to understand the building. And that can create a disconnection between the architect and the general public, who is very much involved and should be very much involved in these projects. So building conversation comes in through that and says, we have amazing 3D models that are designed for a particular location. So why can't we geolocate those models into space and in full scale and in context, and using AR technologies to display them through your mobile device, an iPad, a phone that you just lift up, and you can see what the proposal is for a particular location. So I'm going to start with, we don't need the sound anymore. So basically, through our app, you can upload the model and reposition it at any location. Let's reposition it somewhere close to where we are. Let's hope this will be in front of me. Aha. OK, I'm going to move it so I don't have to. I can look at you. So basically, the idea is that you can place a building in context in the city skyline. Right now, us being indoors is making it a little more easy to manipulate because we can go back and forth with this building. But we can see it in context. We can explore it in its actual urban environment. Imagine cities where people will be able to have access to the urban projects just by lifting up their phones and seeing what is going to be built in a particular location. So this is one of our default projects that you can access through the app just by downloading it from the App Store and exploring how it's going to look in your neighborhood, in a piece of land that's right next to your door. And we also have some light manipulations. For example, I can change the time that is seen. So by changing the angle of the light, we can have live light manipulations. Let's say I want to see how the light's going to look, particular time of the day. This is getting darker, so let's see from the other side, make it fit the ambience of this room. And also, we can play around with colors. So let's say that I want this to be during a sunset, change the ambience color, change the light color, and make it fit into the right environment. So basically, the idea is that you can choose a particular time of the year and say, this is how it's going to look with its shadows, in its context, in its actual location. So let's see also, I'm going to turn the colors back into something a little bit more clear so that we can also look how the building is in the inside. So basically imagine that you can place the building into your geolocated position where it's supposed to be and pan around and walk through the building and basically be able to experience the building in its full, in its dimensions, and be able to experience what you can see through the building. As you can see right now, there are glimpses of the audience in the back. But maybe this will be something that will allow the users to fully understand what the building is going to look in its actual location. So imagine that there's a view that you don't really like from this particular window. You can move the window or make a suggestion to the architect about exactly what you feel while walking through the building. So our work has mainly focused on taking amazing 3D models by designers and trying to make them photorealistic enough and light enough for you to put into your iPad and just be able to download and access through in the particular geolocation, and just go through them. So having light enough models and photorealistic enough models to be accessed through augmented reality. So these type of projects can be residential, can be, we're expanding to beyond architecture. Imagine applying textual information into geolocated positions that you can only access when you're there. Imagine real estate where you can access information about particular buildings just by being there and lifting up your phone. But what really I think that is a great application for this is having the community being involved into projects that are being proposed. So imagine there are 2 or 3 proposals that are being suggested for a monumental part of your neighborhood, and you might want to be able to browse through them and make this into a voting system that people can actually be involved into what's going on in their city. So let me just choose another project. This was a fun project and very interesting for us for technical reasons, but I also want to show it to you because of the different versions of it that we can access. So this is a maple tree. I'm going to bring it again a little closer. But what was interesting for us for this was just manipulating the complicated geometries as well as transparencies. Let me put it next to AR in action right here. But also because we're looking at this as a landscaping project, that you can actually go through the progress of a landscaping project in time. So let's see how this tree might look in the future. It grows up, and then it grows even more. And you can even have your own ecosystem right here next to AR in action. So I would like to also show 2 more views that we have in this app that you can also explore just by downloading it. First of all, we have the turntable mode. This is just a simple massing view where you can see your models and go through them, check the lighting manipulations, and most importantly, we have the hologram mode. For the hologram mode, it was, again, inspired by applications in architecture. Basically, the idea of having to create a different physical model every time that you make an update, just to communicate with the client for that. And physical models are time-consuming and very expensive. So why can't you instead just project your project into a flat surface? And have that flat surface being presented as just a tool for you to pass around, pan around, and users will be able to just explore the model in such an intuitive way that is not easy with 3D software that's being used in architecture currently. So basically, I don't know if someone can help me just hold this and pan around it. Jacob, thank you. So basically, you can pan around in any way that you want. You can target anything that you want. Currently, I have just a schedule of today's amazing events. But basically, the user can use this flat surface just as a kind of a guide towards panning around the model. And we can also go through our different versions. Zoom in, zoom out. Oops, the lights are not tracking geometries. And again, we can have our own ecosystem, Jacob's hands. So these are the 3 modes that we're currently working on. Thank you very much. As I said, our app is on the App Store. We'll be very happy if you would check it out and storm us with feedback. Our site is buildingconversation.com. And we love to hear project ideas, application ideas. So yeah, please check it out and let us know what you think. Thank you.